Hello everybody, in Standard today I wanted to play with a legendary equipment in Eater of Virtue. So we are going to be playing with almost every modification a creature can have, from flying to menace to lifelink to trample. And we are going to be doing it with some powerful creature cards in their own right. So let's try this deck out and see how it performs, and make sure to stick around at the end of the games where we're going to be talking about what's in the deck and how the deck performed overall. Alright, so we're going first. It's a 2-land hand, probably not the right thing to keep, but I'm going to anyways. Yeah, so the knight's gonna come down on this next turn. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we need to hit a land. We've got pretty good cards if we can just hit the land. Ambitious Farmhand works. I can take an Ambitious Farmhand. There it is. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna go Jewel Thief. And Eater is going to go on the knight. Because I've got another Jewel Thief, so I'm not completely worried about the Jewel Thief. But we've got a lot of our creatures that we've got going, that we've got all of our modifications for. I think we've got them all, honestly. I can't remember exactly how many we've got. So we'll have the Trample. We have the Menace. We have the Reach. We'll have the First Striking Death Touch. We've got Reach. Vigilance is out there. Lifelink. Have we not gotten Lifelink? I don't think we have Lifelink on the. I don't think we have Lifelink. We have everything but Lifelink. Reach. Okay. I'm gonna attack there. You have to attack. Yeah, you have to block with both. And then we'll go with another Jewel Thief, and we'll attach the Eater to this one. We'll pay it. That's a really tough one. Trampling, Vigilance, Menace. Holy cow, that's tough. That's what we like to see. This is what we like to see. This is why I like the Eater of Virtue. That is really tough. That's really tough for an opponent. They're gonna have to get rid of. That's tough because I'm gonna get it right back. I'll have if I can get a land, I can have a Glissa as well. It's nice having these Jewel Thieves that create basically its own thing to attach the Eater of Virtue with. And I enjoy that. I do enjoy that. Opponent seems to be a little mad. And I mean, like, it's just a legendary artifact. Borrowed time. Borrowed time. That is something that we can't get, that we can't stop. Ah, no land. Okay. I'll just attach that to that, and we'll attack in. These things, I can't stop. I can't stop these things. Those things are the bane of my existence. If I could get a land, I could get Glissa out. And Glissa can handle those. It's just getting the Glissa to have that. Crowbar. There is our land. So let's attack in. So we don't have anything with haste. And then we'll go Glissa and attach that to our Glissa. Okay. We just need to survive this little crowbar. Yeah, just need to survive the crowbar. We can get Glissa through. Glissa has Menace too, so... Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay. That one. Skyfisher. Decline. Glissa's gonna attack in. You can't do anything. Get rid of the crowbar. Destroy. Can't destroy the crowbar. It's an artifact. Well, dang. We'll get a Joel Thief instead. Next turn. See what they're gonna do. They could reconfigure and do the Citizen's Crowbar. They could do it all that. But then they would lose because I'd have it 3-3, 3-3, 3-3. So let's see what the opponent ends up doing. I would like to see what they're going to do. No, just... Is this a double strike? Double strike. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No attacks. And, Skyfisher, take out that one. And I'm gonna get rid of the Thresher. We'll gain the life. And we win, baby. And that's how this deck works. That's how this deck works. It works just like that. If we can get all of our modified creatures. The only thing we didn't get was a lifelinker, but Eater of Virtue works so great when you get everything going. This is a Vigilance, Menace, Trampling, First Striking, Death Toucher. With all of its abilities on top of that. Destroying enchantments, removing counters, drawing cards. That's fantastic. Alright, so we are going first. I'm going to keep it even though we can't play the Polukranos right away. So let's go with the Swamp and let's get Eater out. Let's start getting things going. So the Leech is going to come out next. Would love to be able to attach the Eater, but we don't have the Eater available yet. So, okay. Sheoldred, so we need to start getting into a little bit of where I start worrying a little bit about mana. So Leech, which means that I'm probably not playing the Glissa on this next turn, so that I can attach the Eater. Yeah, so we'll attach the Eater. Please. Oh my gosh, are they gonna get rid of my Leech? Oh, they didn't. Thank heavens. Okay. Resolute reinforcements. Alright. We just get a board taken away. And that's fine. The whole point of the deck is to be getting the Eater its stuff. So That's all that really matters to me, is being able to get Eater at stuff. So Glissa should... I would love a land so that I could attach Glissa, Eater to Glissa. That would be awesome. There's a land. Perfect. Okay. So we'll go Glissa. Please. Oh my gosh. Glissa would have been so great. Glissa would have been so great. Oh man, that would have been so nice. That would have been first strike and death touch to our Eater. I would have loved it. It's the invasion. I'm not too fussed about the invasion. The Sheoldred probably is going to be the one that, yeah. It'd be the smart thing to do. See what they do from here. Harbin. Okay. Skyfisher. Sure. We'll Skyfisher. I can attach the Eater to it next. I'm not totally... See the Harbin attacks here. Oh, that's great. That's actually really perfect. That's actually really good for us. I assume they're going to do something here. No, they didn't. Okay. And then I'm going to play the Desperate Farmer. And we'll pass. I will let you decide what you want to do with your life now. Resolute Reinforcements, okay. Zephyr. Yeah, that's not a bad play. Make sure you get a board presence, and that's fine. So they'll probably be able to get this invasion. Recruitment officer, okay. Just you? Alright. Honestly, I'll let it go. And I'll attack with my... Should I attack with my spider next turn? I probably shouldn't. Knight. The knight comes down, and I'm going to pass my turn, and now when they attack with the spider... Well, when they attack, I'll block with the spider. Resolute Reinforcements, not shocked. Yep, pass. Yeah, and they all get flying. Whatever. I'll gain 5 life and I'll kill that thing. block it. I could see them sacrificing, but they don't. They don't end up sacrificing it. Yeah, I would love to gain life. Okay. That happens. Goes to my turn. Yeah. Okay. Equip. Yes. Okay. And now we pass. We'll use Depraved Harvester on another turn. So yeah, so unless they play a Harbin, we should be okay. Yeah, pass to attackers. Okay. How many times can I pump this? I can pump it twice. I can pump it twice, so the Harvester is probably going to die, so I need to make sure I keep this Knight alive. Yeah, they gain hexproof and yeah, whatever. So I just need to make sure this Knight stays alive. So I will just gain as much life as I can. Saving as much life as I can. Yeah, I'll go to 11. Another Eater. Not exactly what we're looking for. Would have loved another land. So we'll pass and we'll see how this goes. Man, if they had not gotten rid of that Glissa. Oh man, if they had not gotten rid of that Glissa, this game is completely different. It's completely different. I'd have lifelink, reach, and first strike and death touch. It would be completely different. So they can buff it for 1. Oh, nice. All right. No, they got what they desired. That stinks. Yeah, destroy evil makes things tough there. But had to do it, so. So, Leech. And I will equip it. Hard part is that, you know, I can't buff it like I can with the Knight. It only has reach. And that's what really stinks about the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It does stink. It stinks a lot. Unfortunate. If we had a first striking Death Toucher, that would have been great. But we did not. We did not have the first striking Death Toucher, and that makes things a little bit more difficult. A couple good plays by the opponent, not drawing enough lands. We didn't get our green. What it is. Alright, going first. I'm keeping it. We don't have the Eater, but that's okay. We've got good cards, so let's play with it. Alright, 2 Sheoldreds. Not exactly what you're looking for, but it is what it is. Needing another land, that'd be great. Go for the throat, okay? I'll take a Knight back. Thank you very much. Gloomshrieker and a Forge. Okay. That's not going to be able to block that. There's mana. Perfect. Well, I guess I'm playing a Knight and I'm playing a Leech. And then we'll attack with the Gloomshrieker. One more land would do us a lot of good. One more land would do us a lot of good. It would do a lot for us. It would do a lot. If we could get another land, it would do a lot. Yeah, that's an ob. I'll just take the life, honestly. It doesn't bother me. Still got a lot of life left, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, decline. Perfect. Perfect. So we'll go Defiler. And then you, and you. And, yeah. So we go from there. We'll see how it is. Decline. Grafted Butcher. Yeah, and then they're going to draw 2 cards. That works. That's really nice of them. Works really good for them. Sacrifice a non-token creature. I think I'll get rid of the Gloomshrieker. Another Polukranos, but we're going to go Sheoldred. You here, you there, and you. Oh my gosh, no. Oh, did we win? I think we won. I think the opponent gave up. I think that's what happened. Alright, I think we won. Opponent gave up because I was right back into playing. Alright. Good win. Alright, welcome back after those games, and that was fun. I had a lot of fun just making Eater of Virtue work here. It was fun. It was fun, and being able, especially in the last game, if you watched that one, we didn't have the Eater of Virtue to win us that game. We just had all of our good cards that helped us win that game against a Rakdos Sacrifice deck, and we were able to just really take over on that game, and that was really great. A lot of fun being able to do that. It was awesome. But this is one of those decks that it can work, but it's more jank than it is anything else. I basically chose every card that has a little different modification to it. Yeah, we've got good cards, but we don't really have anything that works well together. Other than just, we've got a whole bunch of cards that have a bunch of stuff that can really make Eater of Virtue work really well. So maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Maybe I just need more games to figure that out. But the games that I was able to play, we did really well. We played really well in the games that I have been able to play with this deck so far. And I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun playing with this deck. It's great to be able to just have a little bit of fun, use Eater of Virtue. Of course, this is a rare, so maybe not the one that you want to go out and craft, but I mean, it worked pretty well in what I've done, and I had a lot of fun playing it. So if you have Eater of Virtues, throw it in there. It's a lot of fun. So let's talk about what's in the deck. And I've already alluded to it. Basically everything we have is a way to get Eater of Virtue another modification to it. In this deck, I'm not with Golgari. We weren't able to exactly get every single one that you could get, but we got a good chunk. So I'll be going over what we have here in this. So we've got Knight of Dusk Shadow. This is one of our menace ones. This also works really well. It's a 2/2. The opponents can't gain life, which is also something to pay attention to, and it can get stronger on every turn. It's really not that bad of a card, especially for an uncommon, and it's the menace that we can get for Eater of Virtue really early. Then we've got a Leech Gauntlet. This is in here for some lifelink ability. We can also reconfigure it onto something if we really needed to. So it works really well. 2/2. It's out there. Get us out there really quick with the lifelink. Tribute to Horobi. I've got this in here for its flying and haste ability. It's the only way that we can get flying and haste. So it's one of those cards that I had to give the opponent a little something so that for a couple of turns before it flips and we gain control of all the rats. But it's our flying haste. It's really not that bad of a card. I didn't get to see it played in any of the games in the video today, but it's our flying haste, and if we can get that on top of everything, especially after watching some of those games, if we could get flying and haste, wow, that's crazy good. That would be crazy good. So that's a nice card to have. Desperate Farmer is in here. It's our lifelinker, but with that other ability, we want cards to die. So if we have Desperate Farmer on the field, we can quickly make it into a 4/3. Basically, the whole point of the deck is to have our things die when it has Eater of Virtue on it. So it's nice to be able to have that. Jewel Thief is really nice. I alluded to this a little bit in that first game. It's Vigilance and Trample, so it's really nice. But at the same time, it creates a way that we can attach Eater of Virtue to it immediately. And that is really nice because a lot of the times I play Eater of Virtue, we play something on the 2-drop, we can't attach Eater of Virtue yet, or we get to the 3-drop, can't attach Eater of Virtue to anything yet. Like, Eater of Virtue takes like another extra turn when we need to have stuff. But Jewel Thief creates its own way of attaching Eater of Virtue to it when we need that. Polukranos Reborn, it's a really good card. It gives us the reach. It's kind of hard a little bit to play with the 3 green mana that it requires, but we all are only 2 colors, so we should be able to get to the Polukranos pretty dang quickly to be able to play the Polukranos. And then, like I said, we want things to die. So when Polukranos dies, we get 3/3s, 2 3/3s, and we get the reach for the Eater of Virtue, and that can work out really well. So like that. Glissa Sunslayer, this is an incredibly good card. It's first strike, death touch. One of the reasons why I wanted to go the Golgari route with this deck, because Glissa Sunslayer is just really powerful, especially when you give it other abilities. Like if we were to give it Trample, if we were able to give it Menace or Flying or Haste or anything like that, this card can really just dominate stuff. Because it's one of the things that I found with this deck is that we really had a hard time when they have their little the decks have their enchantments that exile our stuff, because that doesn't work with our Eater of Virtue. We need things to die. But when those are taken away, we lose that ability for the Eater of Virtue to do that. And we can get those back by having the Glissa Sunslayer deal some damage to the player, and then we can destroy those target enchantments and get our things back and attach the Eater of Virtue. And then if Glissa Sunslayer ever dies with Eater of Virtue on it, anything can be a first striking death toucher, and that's really difficult for an opponent to have to deal with. This is Eater of Virtue, and Glissa Sunslayer is the reason why this deck started in the first place. And then it just piled on from there, because that is a very good combo to have. So I'm glad that we are able to see just it work masterfully in some of these games that we've had. Gloomshrieker, really nice. It's our menace, but we want things to die. I keep saying that over and over. We want things to die, and we can bring it back into our hand and keep it going when we want something. So that's really nice. I like the ability to get things back when we want things to die. We want things to die. So being able to get it back into our hands is awesome. And then when it dies, it doesn't matter. We're going to exile it anyways, because we're probably going to have the Eater of Virtue on it. So it doesn't matter. And then Skyfisher Spider, that's our reach, but it's also one of our things that can get rid of basically anything that the opponent has, a creature or the enchantments that are taking away stuff from Eater of Virtue from working. Gives us a reach for the Eater of Virtue, and when it dies, if it has the Eater of Virtue on it, it gets exiled with the Eater of Virtue first, and then we can still gain life from its ability there because it's exiled, and we can still gain life from it. That is really nice. I like being able to have that, and I like being able to just control because like broken record, we want things to die. I'm okay destroying something of ours in order to handle something that the opponent has. This deck is, and that's one of the things that I love about Black, that I've grown up playing with Black, is I don't care. I just want to win. I'll do anything. I'll sacrifice my stuff. I don't care. I'll do anything to win. And that's what I like about Black. And then we've got a Sheoldred. Really nice card, obviously. It's super powerful. It gives us Menace when it dies. And that we can, when we sacrifice it, we can do a lot of good stuff with that when we exile it. There's a lot of things that we can do. And we can also, we're probably winning the game if we're grabbing everything that the opponent has in their graveyards onto our battlefield, we're probably winning anyways. But if they end up being able to do that, we can attach Eater of Virtue to anything that the opponent has, and then we can take over and we can go get, because we don't have Double Strike, we don't have Hexproofs, we don't have Indestructibles, we don't have Protections, like we don't have all those other things. So like we can go and grab them from the other opponent, or we could get Flying or Haste, much easier than just having this tribute to Horobi. And then rounding it all off, Defiler of Vigor, super good card. Basically everything we have has green in it other than our really cheap spells at the very beginning. It's our trample. Adding to that, we can have things be cheaper by paying Phyrexian mana. Every time we cast a green permanent spell, we get +1/+1s on everything. And with Eater of Virtue on there, it really just can really dominate games. Defiler of Vigor is really good. Like, all of these cards that we have are really good cards. That's definitely not just like let's just grab a bunch of things that have these modifications and let's have some fun with Eater of Virtue. But no, this deck can actually still do stuff, even if we don't have the Eater of Virtue, and that's what the last game showed. We can still win games even without Eater of Virtue. Like, we don't have to rely on Eater of Virtue to win us games, because we can get our big creatures out here and we can really just like dominate games. Skyfisher Spider helps us out. Glissa Sunslayer, that's a really strong card. Polukranos Reborn, it dies, it goes. We've got a lot of stuff that are able to really just help us dominate games. And this is one of those cards. Don't doubt this card. This card is actually really good and it works really well with this deck, especially in the games that we played. The opponents are looking to gain life. Like, if we're getting in on trample damage, the opponent's going to want to gain life, and they can't gain life if Knight of Dusk Shadow is out on the field. So it works really well, and I really like this deck. It's played really well, and I think that I'm going to have a lot of fun playing with this deck. Yeah, it can be a little bit janky. Yeah, the games aren't going to be super strong sometimes, but if we can really get things rolling, we can be really good. This deck can be really good. But yeah, that's the deck for you. And thank you so much for sticking around all the way to the end of this video. I really appreciate it, especially when I have as much fun playing with these kind of jank cards and some of these other fun things. So thank you so much for sticking around, and until next time.
I went for the head.